Oh, we're live. Welcome. I have two little things I have to do here. Okay, now we're live on Telegram. Oh, and I need to go to Twitter and do something. Okay, now we're live on Telegram. Oh, thank you for your patience. Okay, so let's go. Um, okay, my phone won't stop. Two things I want to talk about today. First, Amami litigation. If you go to the U.S. Visa News website, you'll see that there's an update. It says, Amami litigation, notice to class members. This affects a lot of the people that I've represented in the past, particularly Iranians, Yemeni, Syrians, Somalians, who applied for a visa during the Trump administration and were refused under Proclamation 9645. Basically, this lawsuit was filed during the Trump administration in 2018, and took a long time. Lawyers did a lot of work, and finally, they have won class-wide relief. They've won two different kinds of relief. Okay, let me see if I can make this bigger. So, for those of you trying to read it on the screen. Here's the two kinds of relief. If you fall in this class, then you receive a credit for your visa application next time around. That's nice. Second thing is you have the option to get a prioritized visa appointment. That is very important, right? Especially right now where embassies have backlogs for appointments. However, this does not apply to everybody. If you refused under 9645, but it was for a diversity visa, it does not apply to you. If you received a waiver, it does not apply to you, but probably if you received a waiver, you got a visa, and so it doesn't matter. If you received a visa since January 2021, it doesn't apply to you. Probably doesn't matter because you got a visa. And then the third thing is if you attended an interview since January 20th of 2021, the day Biden became president, if you've attended an interview since then it doesn't apply to you. Otherwise, if you were refused under the Trump administration, this is something you want to check out because you might save a little bit of money, but also you might get a prioritized appointment. In fact, certain embassies, you're going to ask which ones, aren't you? Include Ankara, Beirut, Calgary, Dubai, Doha. These embassies right here have put aside a small number of appointments for class members on a daily basis. So being a class member benefits you, but you have to, have your immigration attorney follow the procedures on this website. Shabnam Lofty, who is one of the class counsel, promises me she's going to give me instructions that are simpler than the ones that the State Department has on this website, and I will share those when I get them. Okay. Other thing I wanted to talk about was the DV 2024 program. As you all know, it's supposed to end on September 30th, 2024, unless visas are allotted before the end of the fiscal year. In our litigation in DC, they projected that would happen by Monday. It did not happen by Monday. As of yesterday, Tuesday, they had used 53,988, which means that they had 855 visas left that they may have already used today. If you go to their website, the Visa News, where we were just at, there's no announcement that they've exhausted them all. So maybe they haven't, but I suspect if they don't exhaust them tonight, they will be exhausted by early tomorrow. So if the embassy's waiting on anything from you as a DV 2024 selectee, you should get it to them in a matter of minutes. Okay, every minute counts. Okay, next thing I wanted to discuss. DV 2026. Okay. A lot of people are asking me when the time starts that you can submit an entry. And that is a very good question. I need to do a better job of turning on my stuff. Okay. I go to this website regularly to see when we will find out. Right now, what it says is it's about the DV 2025 program entries. In the 24. Okay. Basically, every year is different, but usually either October 5th or October 4th is when this starts. I think this year, since they haven't announced it, it might be a little bit later. Might be October 10th. I don't know. Maybe they're hoping that the program goes away. I don't know what they're doing. It's kind of weird how quiet they are. But the Diversity Visa 2026 entries, you will be able to make your entry as soon as they open this website, and we hope that it'll be like in the first week of October. Okay. So got that done. I have a question here. I'm going to go ahead and go to the question, and I'll keep talking about some stuff I want to talk about. Okay. The new USCIS CISPA update can help aged out search for owed cases. What are you talking about, the new USCIS CISPA update? I have not been aware of a USCIS CISPA update since like 6-8 months ago. That's not new. And that helps age outs that are within the United States that aged out. It does not help visa applicants who are trying to get an immigrant visa from a consulate. Okay. So if you're talking about a new update I don't know about, share about that. You said they updated something today. Interesting. I don't know anything about that, so I can't talk about it yet because I'm not smart about it. But I think it is unlikely to help age outs at the State Department. State Department runs things differently than USCIS. You have me very curious. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick, but I doubt if I can. Tools, anytime, past 24 hours. Oh, interesting. Appreciate you sharing this with me. This is interesting. Yeah, they're talking about extraordinary circumstances. So I do recommend you get with if this is your situation, hire an immigration attorney to consult about this. A lot of people think that they can do the immigration process on their own. They do not use an immigration attorney, and then they're victims of CISPA or another regulation or something that does not work in their favor. And then they come to the immigration attorney like, oh, can you fix this? And I'm like, no, usually we can't. Usually if you mess up, you've messed up. Okay. So anyway, I'm not going to try to interpret what that means right here now because it's the first time I'm saying it, but thank you, Hassan, for bringing it to my attention. Okay. Do I have any more questions? While I'm waiting to see if there's more questions, I'm going to talk about something else. One of my colleagues, John Ting, an immigration attorney in Texas, brought up on an Instagram Live recently that it's not right that USCIS does not touch petitions that have been submitted for F2A categories that where CISPA is not involved, and the petition's just set. And the USCIS has adopted this position that they do not process petitions that are not current yet in the visa bulletin. Okay. That is not ideal for F2A applicants who do not have children. If you do have older children, it might actually be to your advantage. But if you don't have children, it means that you just have to wait, and you won't know if your petition was submitted correctly. And that's a bad problem for people that did their own petitions specifically, because they're not even looking at it. When they look at it, maybe you'll get a request for evidence, but that's going to be a couple years from now, because right now they're not looking at it because your petition's not current in the visa bulletin. So I was talking to John today about maybe doing a lawsuit about that. So stay tuned. We may be announcing something about that in the near future. The thing that participants would need to understand is that the lawsuit would not give you an advantage with respect to the visa bulletin. It would not make your visa available sooner. It would just give you, our goal would be to get petitions adjudicated to give you the peace of mind that you didn't make a mistake and that the petition's good and you don't have to start all over again when it's finally current, because that would be a disaster and that would be bad. Okay. That's the one group lawsuit I was going to talk about. And then there's a second group lawsuit I was going to talk about. In October, we plan to offer a group lawsuit for Iranian families that are family-based, that are stuck, that the visa applicants are stuck at AP. Okay. If you go to our website, there's this thing called More and an interest list. And if you're interested in participating in that, which means you have a family member that had an interview 6 months ago, 9 months ago, a year, 2 years ago, and they still haven't got a final adjudication, probably because they got DS 5535. Go ahead and sign up on this interest list. All we ask is for your name and your email address. You can give us your phone number. You don't have to. And click submit. And that way we will notify you when we offer this lawsuit. Because from the time we offer a lawsuit to when we onboard it and file it, it's usually a quick period of time. And if you miss that email, you miss that opportunity, right? So we want to make sure that or if you miss that tweet or whatever, we want to make sure that you get the information so you can make the decision when you need to. It's especially important with the coming election. Okay. Also, if you're a Iranian student in AP, I'm onboarding a small group lawsuit right now. I only want to hear from you if your delay's been more than 6 months after your interview. I usually don't recommend mandamus litigation unless the delay's been 9 to 12 months, but I'll start talking to you through 6 months because you never know. Hit me up on Telegram, WhatsApp, email if you're interested in that. Okay. What else? I think that's all for today. I have a lot of emails I got to catch up on. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this episode of Let's Talk Immigration short, and I will see you next Wednesday. And hopefully you'll come with your questions and I'll be ready to answer them and we'll go from there. Okay. So take care, everybody. Have a good weekend.